Year-old, and I still find time to help someone learn to read.
We've helped a Vietnam veteran learn how to read.
And now he's going to college.
I'm helping a mother who wants to read to her children.
It's never too late to learn to read.
How close to being finished is Barry's piece?
Peter Jennings at work.
You've now given me about a 5-minute assignment. I will do my best.
Well, if you strike off your usual 4-minute, 30-second close...
We'll try.
Peter Jennings, uniquely qualified to bring you the world.
I'm Ernie Anastas.
And I'm Katie Tong.
These stories coming up next tonight at Eyewitness News. An incredible end to an incredible season. The Mets are world champs in a great come-from-behind victory at Shea Stadium.
And New York is one big block party. From Riverdale to Rock. Here he is with Mets Fever. The amazing Mets are the champions of baseball.
Yay!
The moment you see the award-winning Ford Taurus, you notice the difference in design. A difference that becomes even more dramatic the moment you drive one. Now we imagine others will eventually catch on, but they may never catch up. This is Taurus.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
You know, I used to spend a lot of lunch hours on a bank line. Not anymore. Now I have bankless banking. It's only for manufacturers Hanover Trust, and it lets me choose how to bank. Like doing almost everything by phone till 10 p.m. with a banker. Or using cash machines from here to California. If you call 1-800-MHT-BANK, you'll get a free bankless banking kit. Then you can spend less time at the bank and more time doing what you like.
Who can help turn this Boston preview into a Broadway smash? Whose telephone network can transmit the go-ahead from the backers? Who can provide the word processor the playwright needs for final script edits? Whose yellow pages can help the producer calm his demanding star? Who can help give this 3-act play a happy ending? The answer is 9X.
Take the test of Jeopardy. Weekdays at 4 o'clock.
4 strikeouts. Got him!
The Miracle Mets come from behind and are world champs. This is Eyewitness News with Ernie Anastas, Heidi Tong, Storm Field, Eli Zaret, Corey McFerrin, and the Eyewitness News team with special coverage of the big game.
Good evening, everyone. Aren't we all excited? The amazing Mets have worked their magic. They are the champions of baseball.
Indeed, they are. What a finish. An outpouring of emotion at Shea Stadium. 55,000 fans exploded into thunderous applause when the Mets just wouldn't give up and did their best to run the Red Sox out of town. The final score, New York 8, Boston 5. Police had their hands full trying to tame the fired-up crowd, and Corey McFerrin is at Shea live right now in the locker room with the Mets' amazing win. Corey.
Hey, Katie, we're just outside the Mets locker room. The champagne celebration continues. This is a madhouse down here. The Mets win their first world title since 1969, and they do it again in typical dramatic fashion, down 3-0 through 5 innings. They come from behind to win it 8-5. This place is going crazy. If you didn't see the final out of the game, I'm going to show it to you one more time. Jesse Orozco on the hill. You got Marty Barrett at the plate. 2 strikes on him. The pitch. Swing and a miss. That's it. Look at Orozco. The mid up in the air. And the Mets have won the world title.
We had our backs to the wall in the LCS. We had our backs major to the wall here. We had to win 4 out of 5 against Boston, and that's take 2 out of 3 there, and that's not an easy thing to do. We did it all year. This is the greatest. This is the greatest team I ever played for. I got to believe it's the greatest Met team of all time.
These guys have battled back. Doesn't matter who the pitcher is out there, and they did it again tonight. And, God, 24-guy effort all year long. We did it again tonight.
Can you describe what that was like when you guys run out there on the mound, jumping on each other? What was going through your mind? What you guys were saying?
Well, I don't know exactly. I jumped up and ended up on the ground. I didn't know what was going on, but I do know that this team is the most fun I've ever had over summer, and these guys are great great guys. It's cliche, you know, to say we had great chemistry and all that, but these guys are just great guys, and they deserve to win it.
You always want to hit a home run in the World Series. That was my dream, and I finally got a hold of one, and I feel really good about it.
You on a mission to sort of end it all up like this?
Well, I think so. It was good for the ball club the way things turned out for us. We were down, and we battled back all the way throughout the whole World Series, and we have to be very pleased the way things turned out for us.
What about you personally?
For me personally, I'm just glad to be a part of this ball club. That's the most important thing. When you're part of a ball club that's winning, you don't worry about the negative things. You go out there, you try to do your best to help your club win.
You feel like it's mission accomplished now?
To us the feeling when Orozco gets the strikeout in the game, you're running out towards the pitcher's mound. What's going through everybody's mind?
The feeling was great because, for one thing, the fans wasn't on the field, and you got a chance to celebrate with your teammates. So that's something we didn't get a chance to do during the National League Championship. But when we clinched for the National League East.
A scene New York sports fans will remember for all time. Certainly one of the great World Series in history. The Mets win it 4-3, 8-5 here at Shea Stadium. An incredible evening. Back with the MVP of the 1986 World Series, Ray Knight, in just a minute. Right now, though, outside the park is Larry Mendte, and it's crazy out there, too. Larry?
Corey, how sweet it is out here. I can't believe these people still have voices. They have been yelling and chanting and singing since the game ended. They will be celebrating, I'm sure, throughout the night. As well they should, because these fans played a big part in this World Championship.
What might be a factor, too, is...
From the beginning, they taunted the opposing players with nagging chants.
He is getting, in some areas, a standing ovation, but you can understand the reason.
For Bill Buckner, whose error gave the Mets Game 6 a sarcastic standing ovation, the 55,000 Mets faithful were deafening at times. Almost all the time, they were on their feet. It's difficult to measure the effect the crowd had on this game. It was easy to see they had an effect. The New York Cavalry would keep the fans off the field, but no one could keep them from celebrating.
It feels great. It feels great. I was at every single game this year, and I was here. We're finally #1. World Series MVP, Ray Knight. Ray Knight's the MVP. I'm glad I was here. I love New York.
Well, I got a feeling that these people are going to be celebrating right through the night. I doubt any of them are going to sleep. They're so keyed up. There have been people in this crowd crying to see the Mets win the World Championship. They're going to be celebrating right through till tomorrow's parade. And now, for more celebration, not only an outpouring of emotion, but an outpouring of champagne, we go to Eli Zarrett in the Mets locker room.
Actually, Larry, we're outside the locker room here with Ray Knight. You know, 4 years ago, Ray, this is the worst team in baseball. Tonight they're the world champions. I know in spring training you even felt you might be released. Now you're the MVP of the World Series, National League Comeback Player of the Year. What do you got to say about that?
I just thank the good Lord for my good fortune, and then for my wife's support, and Davey Johnson for giving me the opportunity to play, and really the fans of New York for finally coming over and being a Ray Knight fans.
All right, Ray, let's take a look at some of the highlights with me if you can. Now, as Ray would tell you, the Red Sox second inning tonight, for much of the game, looked like the inning that would win them the World Championship. Dwight Evans led it off with a home run, and then Rich Gedman sent the shot to the right field wall. The ball would go off the webbing of Darryl Strawberry's glove. The Mets were down 2-0, very depressed at that moment. After a walk and a sacrifice, Wade Boggs, a nice piece of hitting, slaps a single past Santana. Henderson scored, made it 3-0, and with Bruce Hurst pitching brilliantly again, it looked a little bleak. But in the sixth, with one out, pinch hitter Lee Mazzilli, who also sparked the first comeback in Game 6, came through again with a single. Mookie Wilson also singled. The Mets had finally started something against Hurst. Yes, you had to believe, and Keith Hernandez came through. Twice he had hit the ball hard earlier, not gotten hits. This two-run single to left center. The Mets, who had been one hit for 5 innings, now we're back in the game. A Carter bloop single made it 3-3, and then 1 inning later, here it was off Schiraldi. Ray Knight with a line drive that didn't get too high off the ground, flew out over the 371 side. Ray Knight, who had become the MVP of the World Series, happily circled the bases. Then Darryl Strawberry with a score, 6-5 Mets after Evans hit a 2-run single, and the Mets got a couple of more. Hit a home run after being 0 for 12 at Shea Stadium in the World Series. That made it 7-5. Then a Roscoe Cade, Marty Barrett, and that was it. The Mets had won the World Series. Now back with me, Ray Knight is talking to some of the Red Sox players as they come back. Ray, what have you been saying to Calvin Schiraldi, Bruce Hurst as they walk by you in the hallway?
Well, boy, those guys have a great ball club, as the Houston Astros do, and they battle as tooth and nail. You just have great respect for those guys, and Calvin had a tremendous year. And, you know, it's hard as a professional to see guys lose like that because you know how badly they wanted to win. You sit here and you feel so good about yourself, but you realize there's guys that want it just as badly as you and didn't quite get there and came up a little short. And I just didn't. I don't want them to feel bad. They had a great series. I'm glad we won, though.
Congratulations, Ray. You did. You had a great series. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Ray Knight, MVP of the 1986 World Series. We'll be back with more from Shea Stadium. Now back to you, Ernie and Kitey.
All right, Eli. Gee,
My heart can't take it.
Great to see those highlights. I mean, what emotion. They are the champs.
Just
And Kitey,
incredible.
welcome back. You picked an incredible night to come back after your maternity leave.
I'm telling you, it's a good thing that I had my baby before tonight's game because you'd be boiling water right now. I'm telling you.
All right, still ahead. We're going to
Too much
rejoice
excitement.
with New York City.
New York rocks with Mets Mania coming up. We're still on.
We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Avis.
We made it! Our first real deal! Now if we can just make our flight. Oh, you're hot, you're hot.
Avis, we got red hot cars, red hot cars. We got a red hot crew, we got a red hot crew. We got super value rates, we try harder too. Avis, we're red hot for you.
And how good a deal did we get on that car? When you're hot, you're hot.
Avis, red hot.
Who do you like?
Well, I like the 1A horse with Robbie Davis up.
Ride! Let's go! Come on, let's ride!
When you can't get to the track, let OTB put you there. At OTB, you can see live races or hear live calls at every branch.
Whoa! What a race! Thank you.
New York City OTB, changing for the better.
Only 2 imports have enough room to be classified as large cars by the EPA. There's this one, the Rolls-Royce Silver Spur Limousine, and this one, the Saab 9000. The people who buy this car pay others to drive for them. The people who buy Saabs never let anyone else drive.
Test drive the Saab 9000 at your local Saab dealer.
This could be the fall you fall for Eastern Airlines Caribbean. Prices have dropped. The crowds have disappeared. So there's no better time to fall for our 18 destinations throughout the Caribbean and the Bahamas. Eastern San Juan, for example, is just $268 per person, complete with hotel and round-trip coach airfare. Call your travel agent or Eastern for complete details. Love may last forever, but our fall prices won't.
I chose the Lee Miles full auto ownership warranty, so now I'll never pay another cent for transmission repairs as long as I own the car. And that will be forever.
What a night of joy. The Mets world champions, a spectacular game at Shea tonight. Our team wins 8-5 and New York rejoices. We're all hoarse here in the studio. At Rusty's Tavern on 3rd Avenue, a place owned by former Met Rusty Staub, Mets fans relish that wonderful moment when their team clinched the 1986 World Series. Well, for some of those fans, tonight brought back those thrills of 1969, the last time the Mets became world champs.
And when it comes to a high-powered night like this one, New York stands still. Those who couldn't be at Shea, watching at home or at work and other places, as we hear now from Garrett Glazer.
You didn't even have to buy a drink to watch the game on a big screen TV at the local electronics store. Even New York's finest stole a glance this way. They were watching as well at the nearby firehouse, although the captain on duty here did not let our camera inside. They were 2 and 3 deep at many bars during the evening, and every hit was roundly cheered. Of course, you'd expect to see people in a bar or a restaurant looking at the game, but everywhere you went tonight, all over New York, people were watching and listening to the game wherever they were. In the kitchen at the neighborhood Italian restaurant, it was the Mets, not the Linguini, that got the attention. Didn't matter, the cashier said business was off anyway.
I guess they're home watching the game.
It's usually very busy in here.
Very, but tonight it's nothing.
At the typically busy off-track betting parlor, at least 2 of the TV monitors, normally fixed on the tracks, were tuned to a different turf this time. Many thoroughfares seemed deserted. Hey, when's the last time you could stand on Broadway 10 o'clock on a weeknight and not get run over? The fact is, here in Times Square, things are pretty quiet. Those who were here could follow the good news on the news ticker running around the old Times Tower. There were more than a few taxi drivers tuned in. And for this doorman, well, a headset radio was a discreet solution. Of course, for many folks, this was just another manic Monday, Mets victory or no. Monday, that must mean wash night. In Manhattan, Garrett Glazer, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, we have some tape just in, part of the spectacular celebration going on all throughout the New York City area tonight. Take a look at this. We're at 72nd and Columbus Avenue. This, of course, spontaneous celebration of the Mets' victory tonight. Hundreds and hundreds of people all over the place. Just letting you know how they feel, how we all feel, that the Mets pulled it off. A big victory tonight, and we'll have more on that during this broadcast. And, of course, big doings tomorrow, Katie.
Yes, indeed. They are happy tonight, and tomorrow, New York City will give them a spectacular ticker tape parade, just like the one right after the 1969 series victory. They brought down the Baltimore Orioles that time, 4-1. Well, tomorrow's parade route will begin at the Battery. That is going to head up Broadway to City Hall. And you can watch that parade live right here on Channel 7. That's beginning at 12:30 tomorrow. And by the way, a couple of added notes on this parade. A blue and orange striped line will be painted along Broadway. That's from the Battery all the way to Chambers Street. That's a parade route. And the Transportation Department is warning morning commuters to avoid Lower Manhattan south of Canal Street tomorrow. You can be sure it is going to be jammed.
That is for sure. And we have lots more news ahead for you tonight. President Reagan signs a tough new law against illicit drugs.
And the big guns are called out in the murder trial of a New Jersey state trooper.
This marathon moment is brought to you by MaxiCare. New York comes alive on the day of the New York City Marathon. Music, cheering, and a helping hand greet runners as they push their way through all 5 boroughs and over 5 bridges. More than 2 million spectators line the route and help the marathoners through the 26.2-mile course. Runners from all over the world say there's nothing like the New York crowds. It's more than a marathon, it's a happening.
Some of the most highly respected hospitals, medical centers, and independent physicians are available to you through the MaxiCare Health Plan. That should make you feel better already. MaxiCare. Healthcare the way it was meant to be.
Introducing the new Nissan Maxima, the only sedan in the world with A-Class luxury and Z-Class performance. With the comfort of body-hugging sports seats, power windows and sunroof, 3-way adjustable shocks, and the performance of 0 to 55 in 7.5 seconds. The new Nissan Maxima SE, from A to Z in a class by itself. The luxury and performance is Maxima. The name is Nissan.
Let's face it, I have a big appetite for life, and I don't want anyone telling me how to live it. The world is my oyster. That's why I carry MasterCard. It opens up all the possibilities and puts me in the driver's seat. Imagine all of life's possibilities with the great one at the wheel.
No cazzo.
Thank you. MasterCard. Oh, sweet it is. MasterCard. Master the possibilities.
For a cultural experience, comedic entertainment, and a wild adventure in TV viewing, it's the new Hollywood Squares. Tomorrow at 7:30 on Channel 7.
A stunning new bit of testimony tonight from Klaus von Bülow. In a deposition to a lawyer, he says that his wife, Sunny, once couldn't get tranquilizers because her doctor refused to renew her prescription. So, says von Bülow, he got the pills for her through a prostitute that he was seeing at the time. Von Bülow has been cleared twice of trying to kill his wife with insulin injections. She is still in a coma. His testimony comes in a civil suit brought against him by her children. Amid tight security, the long-delayed trial of two men accused of killing a New Jersey state trooper 5 years ago began today. The trial of Richard Williams and Thomas Manning is expected to last 8 to 10 weeks. The defendants are charged with shooting trooper Philip LaMonaco after he stopped their car for speeding in 1981 on Interstate 80. Manning and Williams call themselves freedom fighters, justified in their use of violence to achieve their goals. 200 people have been called as prospective jurors.
In Washington, President Reagan signed an historic anti-drug bill into legislation today, calling for the goal of a drug-free generation. The president signed the $1.7 billion law and then handed the pen to First Lady Nancy Reagan. Mrs. Reagan's efforts against illegal drugs were applauded by the president. The new law stiffens penalties for virtually all federal drug crimes and increases funds for more jail cells. Well, there's been a ruling on the NFL's bid to randomly test its players for drugs. We'll have that story when we come back.
And Eli will be back with more World Series action for us. He'll have the highlights of tonight's giant game at the Meadowlands and more when we come back.
Giant.
Yes.
Experience Panasonic OmniMovie. Capture the magic moments of your life.
Okay, now you're going to make me into a bank. Okay, let's do it. Nice. It looks funny. Oops. Wow.
With Panasonic OmniMovie, the camcorder that uses standard VHS tapes and plays them back on your TV.
Wow.
Capturing life's magic moments. Another Panasonic experience, just slightly ahead of our time.
Turn it up, Delco sound. It'll turn your head around, and you'll love it too much to leave it. Catch the beat, got the power, yeah. Ooh, the heat, turn it louder, feel the power. Delco sound, all around. Delco's built-in sound. You're gonna love it too much to leave it.
In the XJS, Jaguar has created a magnificent dichotomy. A car of understated elegance that is also one of the world's high-performance machines. The S-Type blends quiet luxury with advanced technology and the potency of V12 power. The Jaguar XJS is many things to many drivers, and every one of them is beautiful. Jaguar, a blending of art and machine.
This liquid can help keep your engine running cool, prevent corrosion, keep it from boiling over or freezing up. What's in it? AluGuard, a premium quality antifreeze formula approved by all 4 major U.S. car makers. AluGuard, a formula you find in more than 70 brands of antifreeze, but not in Prestone. The label tells you it's car maker approved antifreeze. Antifreeze with AluGuard. Available now.
For a cultural experience, comedic entertainment, and a wild adventure in TV viewing, it's the new Hollywood Squares. Tomorrow at 7:30 on Channel 7.
An arbitrator today blocked Football Commissioner Pete Rozell's plans to randomly test players for illegal drugs. A grievance was filed by NFL players saying the commissioner's plan didn't include a bargaining provision with the players' union. The players' contract expires after this season.
All right, and what a night. The Mets world champs. Everybody's excited in the studio, out on the streets. Let's go back to Eli Zared. He's at Shea right now. Eli?
Hi, Ernie, Katie. Well, I tell you, things are still a little wild here, but it has calmed down somewhat from the unrestrained joy that was being expressed for a while. Most of the Met players have managed to get dressed. Some of them are starting to go home, and kind of a touching scene. Many of the Red Sox players have moved into the Mets locker room to wish them well and congratulate them on their great victory. But let's take another look at when things were really crazy about an hour ago in the Met locker room, just following their great victory in the World Series.
We were destined to win. I think the Mets were destined to win. We suffered through 2 years, finished in second place. And tonight, we did what we had to do, and we won somehow, some way. And these guys are just awesome to play with.
Ron Darling on tape to Ron Darling live. Fabulous how you made it exciting by falling behind there. Really, how does it feel, Ron?
Well, you know, they told me, just let them get a few runs early, then we'll make it real suspenseful. I mean, it's been crazy all year long. You know, even when I haven't pitched well, it's been a 24-man effort, and those guys just came back and picked me up today.
Certainly, you guys did not make it easy. Fabulous comebacks in Game 6 and Game 7.
Well, I'll tell you, I never thought we'd win Game 6. That was the most impossible dream if there ever was one, to use a Boston Red Sox cliche. But tonight, we wanted it, and I didn't think it didn't matter how many runs they scored. We were going to score one more.
Ronnie, congratulations. Thanks for coming out here in this wild hallway to talk to us. Ron Darling, now quickly, as you saw tonight on ABC, or most of you did in case you tuned in late, the Giants scored a fabulous victory over the Washington Redskins. Joe Morris, touchdown here, and with less than 2 minutes to go, he skirts in and goes into the end zone. The Giants win 27-20, ending an incredible night for New York sports. Now back to you in the studio, Ernie and Katie.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
what
you,
excitement. When we come back, Mets fan Stormfield will be here.
He sure will.
My tongue is
We'll all
on
be
vacation.
here. And we'll check the weather. You stay with us. Storm in his cap.
There he is.
Broadcast corned beef hash, served with love, pride, and an occasional egg for over 50 years. Broadcast, just like Grandma used to open.
Do you want your money to earn money, but still stay liquid? Send it to the Hungry Bankers. Mid-Atlantic money market account pays high interest rates without locking up your funds. Let the Hungry Bankers keep you liquid. If you call your bank when the bank's closed, will they answer? The Hungry Bankers will. Just dial 1-800-MID-BANK with your question about a Mid-Atlantic product or service right now.
Mid-Atlantic, may I help you?
See? The Hungry Bankers never close.
You are about to come face to face with something extraordinary. American Airlines Fall Super Savers. Incredibly low fares to over 90 cities in the continental United States. Discounts up to 70%. And prices as low as $39 to $169. American Airlines Fall Super Savers. Call today because space is going fast.
We're American Airlines, something special in the air.
All right, Storm, we got ourselves a big victory and a big parade tomorrow.
Yep, and
how's the weather?
Big weather for tomorrow's big parade. No problem with it. Lots of sunshine coming in. Take a look at the latest satellite pictures. You'll see a little bit of mass in here of clouds and some showers, but all that is clearing up. For tomorrow, high pressure will come in. It should be a very sunny and nice day. Temperatures expected to get into the mid-60s range. Close-up satellite again showing a range of clearing. There was a few showers that kind of scattered it in across the area as we came through tonight. You saw that in the Giants game, but again, it didn't affect the ball game tonight at Shea at all. Forecast, therefore, looking pretty good for tomorrow. You get up, it's going to be sunshine around, temperatures seasonably mild, about 50 degrees. Then as the day goes along, ticker tape watch out, no doubt about it, plenty of that coming down. Lots of sunshine and temperature about 65 degrees. Then for the extended outlook, note the temperatures cooling off dramatically. Glad we finished up the games now because by this weekend, it's time to pull out the furs.
That's right. And that cap brought the Mets good luck, Storm.
Well, we can now retire it
Wear
with
it proudly.
Oh, what a night. What a night. Incredible season. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
All right, Nightline's coming up next here. Welcome back, Heidi, once again.
Thanks.
And for all of us, Storm, Eli, Corey, Larry, and the rest of the Eyewitness News team, have a good night. Congratulations to our Mets, and we'll see you tomorrow.
season at the Imperial Theatre. By now you all know Drood's the best show, best musical of the year. We won even more, best book and best score, best direction, as evidenced here. It's a hit, says Channel 7. A delight, cheers New York Magazine. The season's best raves people. Call Telecharge for tickets to The Mystery of Edwin Drood. You, the audience, decides who done it.
New York Senator Al D'Amato getting it done.
There came a moment when all the elements came together, unleashing a superbly equipped new breed of compact car, the Dodge Shadow, with 2 or 4-door availability, affordable price, a $550 protection plan. The new Dodge Shadow is going to cast a giant shadow across America. Dodge, setting new standards of performance.
Jane Seymour adds romance to nightlife tonight.
Bolivia's cocoa industry, one of the largest sources of cocaine in the world. Bolivia's drug traffickers, possibly the most powerful in the world.
They have the power. They have so much money that they can buy this country. They export more than Bolivia as a whole. They can buy anybody.
Good evening.